Hello and welcome back to the Curious Cast. This is episode 89. This week we'll be going through the unexplained mysteries of the world cards sent in by Basie Josh. This is kind of weird news, but mine is more of a weird game.
Mm-hmm. Something curious.
Something curious. So it's very curious. Basie Josh, right? I went up to visit him in Leeds the other week. We went to see Jacob Collier, and it was fucking amazing.
Nice. Don't know who that is.
It was incredible. It's impossible to say that it wasn't one of the best gigs I've ever seen.
Well,
impossible.
You've been to some gigs.
I have.
Yeah. I like how serious you got then. I've never seen you so serious.
It was fucking sick. Anyway, I highly recommend to anyone. But so while he was there, I can't remember where he dug these out from. I think he'd been like, maybe his dad's or something. We're rooting through some old boxes and stuff. I know they had some pogs out that they'd found in like a loft that he was letting his daughter play with. Actually, there were Tazos. There was mostly Tazos. Maybe there was also some pogs in there, but there were like some Tazos, and he said he picked out the good ones and let her play with the rest. I thought they were all good ones. There were some classics. Anyway, Star Wars ones and the original Tazos. You probably don't remember Tazos, do you, Tom?
They were before my time, but I do know what they are because we've spoke about them on 3 or 4 separate episodes.
We're so 90s, aren't we? So 90s, man. Yeah. Who remembers Pogs? But while he was rooting through him, he found these, right? And he was just like, he said straight away, he was like, I've got to give these to Rob. He was like, it's just really George. So what they are is they're like these little cards, a series of 40, and they are unexplained mysteries of the world. And I thought we'd go through and I'll shuffle them and I'll pick one out at random, and then firstly I'll show you the picture. And if you get it from the picture, it'll be quite impressive. Because some of the pictures don't really are not really, they're just like a random sort of thing. But and if not, then I'll read out the title. And so I mean, I already give you a teaser earlier on, so I'll show you it again. And we might as well go with that one because that'll be a good one to do with. So I'll show it to the camera. Maybe I'll take photos of these as well, Tom, and you can splice them in. Well, that's quite a good shot. So I'll show it to you guys. All right. Where's my camera?
Rock
over there. Right.
Looks like a rock on a salt plain or like a
that is what it looks
canyon
like.
Floor.
Yeah. And I mean, and you can see that, there's like a trail that it's left, which is a clue to what it is. Yeah. Any ideas, George?
Well, I can't remember what it's called, but I know what it is. It's like a phenomena. They're called like the stones of something where they like move across the canyon floor.
He knows
and no one knows how they move.
Okay, so like what's the that is it, yeah. What more do you know about it?
I remember there was like a news story about it like recently, last year or something.
Well, this is what the card says, right? So the dry lake bed called Racetrack Playa lies high in the mountains on California's border with Nevada, in the desolate Death Valley National Park. The tracks of moving rocks in the dried mud of the playa first came to light in the 1950s and have excited speculation about living rocks. Dr. Robert Sharp, a Californian geologist who has studied the phenomenon since 1969, believes the rocks, weighing up to 300 kilograms, are pushed by strong winds after rain has made the playa surface slippery. But this is only one of many theories. No one has yet seen the rocks move, and many aspects of the tracks are still unexplained. That is mad. So there's tracks left that show that they've moved, but no one knows how the fuck they've moved. Okay. 300 kilograms. I guess a man could not push that.
That's pretty heavy, right?
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm sure there was like a moving rocks Death Valley.
Yeah, so they call it the moving rocks of Death Valley.
Death Valley's moving rocks. Sailing stones. That's it.
Sailing stones. What is it? Because of his theory of like the pushed by the wind.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, it's pretty nuts. Like
that's cool.
I've just looked up. There's a picture of one that isn't in a straight line. So it's like, gone like an angle. So it stopped and then suddenly started going in a different direction. Whoa. Explain that one.
I mean, the wind does change direction.
I like it.
Linear.
It's good.
Still, the wind to push something that's 300 kilograms is quite a lot. Especially because I imagine it's not like a sphere, like it's going to be oddly shapen, right?
Yeah, it's not going to be like a sail, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's rocks that are alive, living rocks.
I don't know why this made me think of this, right? But I think we discussed this maybe before, George, but I was on a walk a little while ago and there were these big, like, stone things, and like they were human made, but they were stone. They were like carved out big piece of stone or something. I think it was stone, or maybe it was metal. And we were like, "What is that?" And there's like a little plaque that tells you what it is, and it was like put up. It basically reflected the sounds of like aeroplanes. It was like a really early form of like
during
radar.
First World War, wasn't it, or something?
And you could just hear them. They would just stand near them, and you could hear if a plane was coming. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's nuts. It's like a cup in your ear, I suppose, but like on a bigger scale.
Like
yeah.
I think Tom Scott done a video on those.
I think he did. Maybe that's No, I've definitely seen him in real life, and I think I then watched that video. Yeah,
some down by Southend on the Thames Estuary.
Is there? Maybe that's where I've seen him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've been down there, and it's been a bit misty, and there's been a couple of foghorns.
I do love it down in the Thames Estuary. Yeah, so
and it echoes.
I was down there the other day, actually. I was crossing the ferry. I was getting a ferry across. And I was reading about a famous artist that ran it. They've got a little display down at Gravesend Pier. Ooh. There you go, for anyone that fancies that. All right. I'll pick out the next one. Right, let's go.
I like this game. I hope Borley Rector is in there.
I don't know what that is, but...
Oh.
All right, what about this one? I mean, you will definitely know this, but whether you know from the picture. So we're going to this on camera 1.
Okay. So it looks like a man like dressed like a sea captain or something.
We've had I think this is the Flannan Islands mystery, the lighthouse that we spoke about.
It's not actually. Oh man, I'm really
Mary Celeste. Is it the Mary Celeste?
Mary Celeste.
Yeah.
Hype on the rhythm. Yes, I mean we all know the Mary Celeste, don't we? I'm gonna give you 2 points for that. I'm gonna give you 2 for 2. To be honest with you, George.
Tom, you might as well just leave this.
I'll take a breather.
Yeah. Captain David Morehouse of the British ship De Gracia. Is that the name of? Oh yeah, okay. So they were on the ship De Gracia. Oh
shit!
Mary Celeste is here. Sighted the Mary Celeste 600 miles off the Portuguese coast on December the 4th, 1872. The Mary Celeste was lurching, her rigging in disarray and her wheel unmanned. The boarding party found nothing missing except the crew and the lifeboat. The provisions, cargo and crew's belongings were intact. The last entry on the log was 11 days earlier. There were many signs of suddenly interrupted everyday activity: unmade beds, an open skylight, and an unfinished calculation by a loose chart. After rigorous investigations lasting years, the fate of the Mary Celeste is one of the greatest marine mysteries of all time. What does it say at the bottom? Save your picture cards in a special album. Just send 2 20p coins plus your name and address. Oh, that's wicked. Like, just 40p and they send you an album for these picture cards. You must have had to get them one by one. Maybe something.
Maybe they were in a magazine or something.
They look kind of like cigarette cards, but I know they're not that. But like they look that same sort of size.
I like them. You should send off 40p to that address and just see if it's still in use. It might still be in use by like some other
2 20p pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a PO box.
Could I have my album, please?
It is a PO box in Croydon. Right. Next.
Yeah. Doing all 40, Tom.
Well, I mean, I'm not even sure. I can't even make out that picture, and I'm looking at it. What the fuck?
Man, imagine how the listeners feel.
I mean, I'm looking at it like you're never gonna.
It's like a tree line.
Castle? Is that a castle?
Buildings.
Or is it a cliff face?
I mean, you're closer.
Looks like a black and white picture of trees or a cliff face. Unexplained mysteries.
It's really hard to show it to that camera for some reason. Well,
what can you see? Explain that photo to me.
I mean, I've read what it is, so I guess it's fairer to say it's like buildings. I mean, if you know it just from me reading out the name, I guess it's pretty good still. Because that's a terrible, like, if you got that from the picture, then like, it'd be like, what do they call it? Like hardcore level or like elite level. So Cities in the Sky is the name of the phenomena. No?
It's where people think that they see cities in the sky.
I mean,
is it like
he's a genius.
Like on the ocean, sometimes it looks like there's a ship on the horizon, but there's not. Yeah, like a mirage. Is it the same thing but in the sky? So it looks like there's cities behind a cloud that sort of like coming in and out of focus and shit. Is it that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll give you that. We'll read out the card, see what you think if we give it to him for that. But yeah, the card says Mirage, and it's about cities, and yeah. It is a fact. It starts with. It is a fact that 19th century pioneers in Alaska regularly saw the image of a city in the sky, which they believed was our city of Bristol. I guess they mean Bristol in the UK. I don't know why.
Bristol was like just floating over to Alaska.
Yeah.
And they
believed it was our city of Bristol, over 2,500 miles distant. The mirage appeared every summer on the Great Glacier. Is it? How do you say glacier? How do you say that? Glacier.
I'd say glacier.
Unless you're talking about the cherries, then it's glacier.
All right, no, glacier.
No, it's glacé.
Great Glacier.
You're fine. That's glacé cherries.
The glacier of Mount Fairweather. The Alaskan Indians knew of this phantom city before the white settlers came, calling it the City in the Clouds. This photograph, published in 1887, purports to be that of the Bristol Mirage taken by a famous pioneer named Willoughby. Just had one name, he was that famous. One historian identified the distinctive buildings, including the spire of St Mary Redcliffe.
Ooh.
So apparently this picture was supposedly taken in Alaska, showing Bristol.
I've never heard of this one.
All right, well, you don't get that one then.
So I don't know how old these cards are. I'm assuming they're probably from like the 70s, 80s maybe.
At the latest, they're from the 90s. At the earliest, right? At the latest, yeah, because they were with the Pogs. But I imagine they're from around there, especially if there's like a PO box.
Yeah, it's maybe the 80s or the 90s.
80s or 90s.
It reminds me of all those. I've mentioned like the ghost books and UFO books I used to read at the library when I was younger.
Yeah, it feels
it's
like
the same sort of like vibe where you just, as a kid, I'd just read that. I'd read that City in the Sky, see the photo, I'd be like, it's legit, like 100%. There's no, there's nothing refuting it. There's no follow-up information.
Nah.
So in my mind, fucking, there was a city in the sky in Alaska, and this is a photo.
I mean, that sounds pretty like that. That is the phenomena is real.
Yeah.
The explanation of it is yet to be.
Why Bristol though? Of all cities.
And why did they know it was Bristol?
Yeah, how did they know?
Because of the church. Recognise the church.
If I looked out the window and there was another city there, I wouldn't be able to tell if it was Bristol or not.
Nah.
And I've been to Bristol.
Yeah, I have no idea. And what does it mean by 19th century pioneer? Like an explorer? Does it mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't get that one, I'm afraid. 2-1, George.
Shit.
2-1 to the Sky. I mean, I was just picking one out there. That's not. All right, let's shuffle. I'm cheating.
Shuffle.
Let's leave it up to fate.
I'm hoping for a ghost, or
that one's too obvious. I'm not doing that top one.
Is it Bigfoot?
It's UFO. If it was Bigfoot, I would have done it. No, it's just UFOs.
Come on, please be a ghost. I want a ghost picture on the podcast. This is a good
picture. So, like, whatever this is gettable, but I don't. I mean, maybe it's not. It's just. All right, let's go on camera one first. This is for the audience at home. Why is that so fucking hard to do? Right.
We should have said at the start of the podcast, listeners that don't watch the YouTube channel, this is probably the worst segment.
No, I've done that one. Yeah. I've done. That's the point. Yeah. No, we're still like, we can describe the image. Have I been describing the image? I don't think we have. Have we?
This is a more modern image. It's a man with a full head of hair.
It looks like
on a bench. Oh, he's got arms around him. Where are the arms coming from?
That is the important.
What's he got in his hand? Like a microphone? Oh no, it looks like a flask.
It is. I think it looks like a flask of some kind. I think the relevance is more the, like, what is going on with those hands?
So he's sitting on a bench and his back is basically against the wall. He is leaning forward a little bit, but there's not enough room for a person to be behind him. But there are two what look like child's hands coming round and like holding him at the waist, like as if there was a kid behind him hugging him. But there is no one behind him, and you can't. There's definitely no one there. Like the bench goes up against the wall. There's no way for a child to be there.
You're getting into this, aren't you?
Yeah. I was describing it because
he looks like Roy Orbison.
Most people don't watch.
He does look a bit like Roy Orbison, yeah.
I don't know this one. Is it going to be like a particular train station somewhere in the UK? It's like got some ghostly hands.
This is actually from America, so it's simply titled "Ghostly Hands." Look again at this seemingly innocent family snap taken by Neville de Cruz in Adelaide, Australia. Australia, in 1975. Only after development were the disembodied hands noticed, clutching Neville's brother. The film had not been double exposed, and there was no space between bench and wall for even a child to fit. It is hard to fit photographs like this one into conventional theories of phantoms. Some researchers have wondered if their origin might be in the mind of man, that a form of mind over matter power can imprint images directly onto film, finding there a new canvas for the expression of unconscious tensions. I have no idea what that last bit said. They're words, but I've never seen them in that order before. Right, let's try that again. Some researchers have wondered if their origin might be in the mind of man, that a form of mind over matter power can imprint images directly onto film, finding there a new canvas for the expression of unconscious tensions.
It's very, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of, that's like word salad, isn't it?
Basically like saying that if you think it, you can will it into existence.
I guess that's what it's saying, yeah.
I think a lot of these things are like, just pranks from like a very long time ago. Like someone's obviously maybe someone's just thought, oh mate, wouldn't it be great if we took a photo? Like they've made some fake hands or whatever, or they've done some early like 1970s Photoshop type thing with like
they just double exposed it, like
and
they said no, it's not.
Yeah, and I feel like you get it quite often where you see, I don't know, picture of like a family outside the house. The photo was taken in like 1932 or something. And it says, oh, it wasn't until after the photos was developed that this man in the background was seen. They don't know who it is or whatever. Could just, like, for one, someone could be pranking us now, like, have added that in.
Yeah. Well, this isn't that, is it? Because, these are old, so it's at least...
Yeah.
Probably wasn't even really... Well, there probably wasn't Photoshop when these cards were made.
No, but you can still edit. They can still edit photos.
Shit. Yeah, I believe the card is duped as much as.
Yeah, and I think like,
you know what I mean,
didn't like Adobe take the word Photoshop from like what they did actually? Like when you actually went to take your photos to be edited, you would take it to a Photoshop, and they would, cut bits, and I don't know how they done it, but like. Could actually edit photos after the fact.
I guess so. And like, I mean, it could also just be like, surely like. There's grounds for this sort of shit to happen if you're taking multiple photos to a developing, like factory, as it were, like a shop where there's lots of photos being developed. Yeah, surely there's a way that a little trace of the film gets left in the liquid. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, it is kind of like the arms do look like they are. It doesn't look like a double exposure where they would be placed slightly different, or like it actually looks like they are,
like
even
like
really
present in the photo.
Creases on his shirt when it's
like, I mean, it's like it'd even be a great Photoshop now, wouldn't it? Like
but I think
it's a ghost.
I think it's a prank.
It's a ghost hand.
I think it's ghost hands.
Someone's out there listening to this, laughing at us because they pranked us.
I'm certain it's ghost hands. Right, I've got one more for you. We'll make this the last one. I just pick this one.
Tom wants to do more.
I just picked this one out, and this has got to be done, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, the classic.
There he is.
The classic Bigfoot
I've never seen
film.
that photo of it. That's a good one. Is that like legendary footage?
That's like the Bigfoot, the film that started it. There was, of course, I did. Like I've been watching like analysis of that film. Of like, there's like a 20-second It's only 20 seconds long, and people have like analysed it and put it through different software to enhance
I've never seen this.
all the shit and that.
Okay.
And people were saying, no, it's not a suit. Like if it was a suit, then you'd be able to see it the way the fur ripples. You can see the muscles underneath like the fur and stuff. And there was an interview with one of the guys that recorded it, and he was like, he still to this day is adamant that no, it wasn't a guy in a suit. We didn't, it wasn't like a prank or anything. So I like it. I like that Bigfoot film.
I don't believe it. I think it's a prank.
Have you watched that little clip though?
I've never seen it. I want to see it. Send us a link.
I haven't
for
seen
that,
the analysis.
I'll send a link.
I've seen the original video, but I haven't seen this breakdown of it that you're saying.
Bigfoot. I'll find it. I'll send it. But
well, let's read the card. To summarise. America's Hairy Giants. This just calls it. Doesn't
Patterson Gimlin film is called, I think.
Okay. Long before the white settlers invaded North America, the native Indians had their legends of... Did we say that anymore? Isn't it Native Americans? Anyway.
What did they say?
Say natives?
Native Indians, yeah.
Oh.
I think we say...
Yeah, I don't think it's
I don't think you say Indian anymore.
I don't think it's well out of order to say that, but I think it's better just to say first settlers.
Yeah. So they're legends of Sasquatch. Is that a Native American word then? Sasquatch. Is that why we say that?
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
That's what this article's implying. In brackets, Bigfoot. Huge, hairy, man-like creatures, occasionally seen by hunters in the remote mountain forests. These shy, solitary giants, who sometimes reach over 2 meters tall, are expert woodsmen, but keep well clear of humans, and so are rarely seen. Despite dozens of sightings every year and growing evidence of their existence, many zoologists remain unconvinced. These three frames are from a unique and genuine cine film taken by Roger Patterson in October 1967 when he surprised a Bigfoot at Bluff Creek in Northern California. I love how just like these cards are like unequivocal. Like there's no skepticism whatsoever.
That's what I mean by like the ghosts books when I used to read. Like the second one I've just linked you is just like the clip of Bigfoot.
Okay,
if you want
can't wait to
watch that. But I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. I like these cards. This is my favourite thing we've ever done. This is my dream episode. Is just talking about this for an hour.
Maybe we'll do some more one time when we're short of content.
Like I could probably make a list of stuff that I think is going to be in those cards. I could probably predict. That'd be like my magic trick. I could predict what is going to be in there. I mean, Loch Ness Monster is definitely going to be in there. 100%.
It is. Loch Ness Monster is in there, yeah.
Roswell is going to be in there.
I mean, UFOs in general are in there, so I don't know whether... I haven't actually looked through them all, but...
Bermuda Triangle will be in there.
Bermuda Triangle is in there, yeah.
Did you know, I've only just learnt this in the last about 30 seconds or so.
Bermuda isn't in the Bermuda Triangle?
You are?
Bermuda isn't in the Bermuda Triangle?
Oh, no. It's one of the points, one of the 3 points of the triangle.
Yeah.
Kesha is starting her own paranormal ghost busting, ghost hunting series on a Discovery Channel. And Brilliant. She's got an episode where she's going to be hunting Bigfoot. And it's called Conjuring Kesha.
Kesha, was she the one that did... What is just random, isn't it? What did she do? She's a singer.
Yeah.
Performer.
Yeah. Didn't she say that she had sex with a ghost years ago? I'm sure like there was a news story that Kesha said she had like a ghost boyfriend.
Sounds like a Curious Cast article, doesn't it?
Kesha sex with a ghost.
What are Kesha's biggest hits? TikTok. TikTok. Blow your speakers up tonight. I'ma fight.
Sounds sick. I see why it's a hit.
Yeah. I think that's her.
Yeah,
anyway.
Look, she says Kesha had sex with a ghost. She said it on Conan, apparently. There you go.
Yeah, so she's what's this here? Kesha and Jojo Fletcher hunt Bigfoot in upcoming Conjuring Kesha episode. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll all watch that.
George can't wait. George saved it on Sky Plus already.
Yeah. The series is slated to follow Kesha and various friends as they investigate paranormal phenomena with the help of experts. a haunted prison, a secret society lodge, and an old opera house are all upcoming stops on the pop stars tour in search of otherworldly experiences. Mate, she's living a curious life.
I know. Look, Tom, if it's good enough for Kesha, it's good enough for the Curious Cast, right? So
enough, yeah.
That's another thing that... so it's made me... You know, I said about like saving the Google Map, printing out directions. Me just saying about Sky Plus is another like fairly like modern, but not anymore. That like my friend Jack was saying he had something, his girlfriend was recording it on Sky Plus. I was like, fucking recording it? Like, what are you? Like, why don't you just fucking watch it on iPlayer or something? Wow, I just got it. It's easier, isn't it? It's got it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sky Plus. Do people do that? I mean, he does do that. People do that. I was like, yeah, like you're like my age. Like, isn't that something like your nan does? Or...
But does every channel have like an on-demand thing? Like, I know, like if it's BBC, you can go and watch it or whatever.
I'll give you that. But it was like, it was something that was clearly going to be on one of those things.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, recording it. Got to fast forward the adverts and everything.
Yeah.
When you was in Wales, Rob, you didn't go to the place I told you to go to, did you? The poltergeist.
No, we were in the Brecon Beacons, so it wasn't nearby.
So there's like it's like the Welsh Amityville apparently like occurred close to where Rob was staying in like a farm called Hale Fanog, which sounds scary.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh yeah, you sent me. It wasn't nearby, wasn't it? Yeah. No,
I found like the farm because I don't know how I found the farm. It was like on some random website that they just put this address in, so it might not have even been the place. But I was just hoping that you was going to be right next door to it, and be all freaked out in your van.
Well, we're going again soon. Like the winter, it'd be scarier in the winter, wouldn't it? So.
Yeah, we should go see if we can find a poltergeist.
Boggy.
I like it, Rob. I'm gonna request at random a card.
Yeah, pick one out.
Moving forward,
we'll do that.
Yeah,
we'll do that.
Yeah,
Tom's gonna.
I need to have like a little. Maybe when I'm on my European trip, I'll look up to see if there's any I don't know, unexplained phenomena in particular areas, or maybe if there's like a little horror.
You've got like an untapped resource sitting right in front of you for weird shit all over Europe.
Yeah.
You mentioned that Wikipedia page, mate. I've seen it. I'll tell you somewhere where you should go. That bone church in isn't that in the Czech Republic? It's like the whole church is made of bones.
They are cigarette cards apparently.
They are what? What?
They are cigarette cards apparently. I've just googled them, but I think they're from a brand of things that were like cigarette cards that were never actually in cigarettes. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
okay.
there was a while after they stopped printing them in cigarettes where they probably still called them cigarette cards. Oh, they were made by they were given out by PG Tips. No, that's a different one. Oh, that one looks good, George. Oh, that's probably a bit of you. That one.
Yeah, Tom, you should go to. It's a church in the Czech Republic where the whole inside it's got like all these weird decorations that are just human skulls and like bones, but it's not like like in Paris they have the catacombs where it's just stacked.
Yeah,
and there's a few decorations. It's sort of quite traditional. Like this church, it almost looks like something out of Alien. Like it's all weird shit. Like they've made chandeliers from it, and it just makes it look like a weird horror film.
That is creepy.
Set.
Where is it? What do I search?
Czech Republic. I'll put it in the WhatsApp.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess when this episode comes out, I'm gonna be halfway through my trip. So for the listeners, I'm spending 2.5 weeks or so just doing a big drive around Europe. So maybe what I'll do is, me and my mate have already looked at like Atlas Obscura and tried to find some weird things to go and do and see in certain countries. So if I do get round to enough weird, curious things, then maybe next episode we can talk about what things I came across.
What did Tom see?
I know in
you need to just write it down on a little card, and then we'll pick cards at random.
Yeah, I know in we're going to be going past. There's this big lake in Switzerland, I think. So, and there's like a massive fork or spoon, maybe. There's a massive bit of cutlery, and it's like literally like 30 feet tall or something, just sticking out of the lake. No one knows how it got there.
It's a giant.
Is that true?
That's not true. They do know how it got there, but someone put it there. But yeah, I don't know. Just a bit of fun.
Yeah,
bit of European fun.
Good crack.
Rob, did you look at Bigfoot, the video?
No, I'm saving that. I want to watch the whole thing, like, or if you just sent a link to like, I can quickly watch like the classic. Is that what?
Yeah, watch the second.
Okay.
The second link.
That's
it's like 10 seconds long.
Oh,
Listeners, it will now be on the screen as well. We'll put the Tom will work his magic.
Audio.
You know, I've just created more work for Tom.
I mean, that's okay. There's no way that's real. Like, because people always go, like, why is there no clear, great footage then if these things are real? People always say that. It's like, well, there it is. It's right there. Why is it like sort of like he's highlighted?
Because they've stabilised that bit of the footage. Because obviously, yeah, everything else isn't moving. So in the old footage, it's like an old cine camera. So it's like shaking because the geezer's like chasing. His account is that he saw this thing, got down off his horse, got the camera out, and then was sort of like running down the riverbed trying to get a shot of it. So obviously this version's been stabilised, and then they've just, I don't know, the software's focused on that, on the Bigfoot.
The complete version isn't on YouTube anymore. That's a shame. Yeah, that's wicked, isn't it?
And there's another, the other YouTube that I've linked is some guy like analysing. It's like a 15-minute video, and he goes into in depth about like the shape of individual muscles, and I like it because it's just this guy who's like well into it. You know, he's
can't wait for that. Yeah,
been studying different versions of the film, and
sick.
So yeah, I like it. So thank you very much. Who gave you those cards? Sorry,
Basically Josh.
Basically Josh. Yeah, you're right. It is a bit of me. I could spend a whole episode on those cards.
Well, I think we just have.
Yeah, 2 episodes in a row. Basically Josh has provided some content for us.
Yes. I mean, that was a good 30 odd minutes we spent on that.
It's good.
Yeah.
Another 30 minutes.
Shorter episode today. That's our Unexplained Mysteries episode, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't want a weird nose in it?
No.
Let's not sully it, George.
No. Rob's got a bridge to get across.
I've got a bridge to
get across. He's got to go and do bits.
The bits.
The busy man.
Yeah, well, I'll save my weird news for next week.
All right.
Yeah, wicked. Also, I'm sweating buckets in my room right now. It's so hot.
It's warm, innit? I didn't realize how warm just having only like one door. After that door blew shut when the mystery happened.
Oh no, Tom's unexplained mysteries have creeped you out. You're sweating. You're freaked out.
Send us a text with some more unexplained mysteries. I won't read them. I'll just send them to George or something. But you can send that to 07470 184 383. That number is
07470 184 383. 07470 184 383.
That was episode 89 of the Curious Cast. Thanks for listening.